woman of many words, so I'm going to try to summarize. Really, this is just kind of the beginning of my story. So, before I became a Christian, I believed in God, but I can't say that I had any personal spirituality or relationship with Him. I assumed that that would require a specific belief system, but I wasn't raised with religion, so I've always felt unequipped in the department of faith. Lacking spiritual guidance, I basically live my life with the mindset of be a good person, and that should help me get to heaven. During hard times in my life, which I've had quite a few, I know everybody has, I would have the urge to turn to prayer, but I always felt like a fraud for only engaging with Jesus when I was suffering or in need. When things were going well, I believed it was because I had done all the hard work. This way of living worked pretty well for a while until I found myself in my 30s, a mother of 3 wonderful young boys, and married for nearly 10 years to the love of my life. Nothing was wrong per se, but I started to feel like something was missing from our family. It wasn't health or a nice home. It wasn't for lack of friends or family. And as I continued to start and try to grow in spirituality, I realized that the void I was feeling wasn't material or even tangible. But what I had been missing and what I need is a connection and a relationship with God. But even having this epiphany, I still wasn't sure what that looked like for me or what it even really meant. When our family moved to Palmyra, we tried a couple of churches, but we didn't immediately connect with any of them. So honestly, the attempt lost its steam and life's busy moments overpowered our efforts. It wasn't until my Aunt Ruthie moved in with us at the end of 2015 that going to church even crossed my mind again. She invited me and the kids. Rory was neck deep in residency, so he wasn't there the first few visits. To attend Encounter. She loved it. She loved music, and she had a strong connection with the services. Regrettably, it still took several weeks before I finally found the time to accept her offer. I remember walking into the building and feeling resistant and nervous about giving God control of my life, resistant to the belief that if I trust Him, my life will be better than if I'm the one in charge. I was even feeling guilty that I was just now at age 35 beginning this journey. And honestly, I've always felt like this when entering any church building, like a proud yet guilty trespasser. Surprisingly though, after attending more and more Sunday services at Encounter, I started having really intense spiritual connections during worship, which was definitely a new experience for me. And for the first time ever, I was able to pray and talk to God without questioning whether I was doing it right. My conversation with Him was happening daily, like a running dialogue. And not only was I having this dialogue with God by myself, I was also talking to my boys and my husband about what I was experiencing and learning. Feeling like I wasn't a fake or too unknowledgeable to worship or pray was no longer a cloud over my head. So now that I have chosen to put all of my faith in God, I have a totally different perspective about my life. I'm able to experience gratitude for my blessings during the difficult times instead of feeling lost or hopeless. I've realized without a doubt that my life is so much better with God at the wheel. I look back on certain memories and see that He knew exactly when and how to prepare my heart, mind, and spirit for this journey. I've also finally realized that my relationship with Him doesn't need to begin or ever be perfect. Since becoming a Christian, I am able to acknowledge that even the hardest times hold a lesson or a gift, usually one and the same. I have experienced these gifts 100-fold since choosing God over myself. We've had the most incredible people enter our life since embracing this fellowship at Encounter. My eyes have been opened to truly see His daily miracles that I have previously taken for granted. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. I pray every day for God to continue to be patient with me. I pray every day to work harder, to grow and my relationship with Him. Maybe, hopefully, my story can inspire others who have been afraid to start this journey. I'd like to share my aha moment, which is that even when we are scared or feel unworthy or don't know where to start, God is always there, arms wide open, just waiting for us to arrive. My Aunt Ruthie really is the reason I came to Encounter. And losing her last year was really, really hard. But because of having God and Encounter Church and all of you who stepped up and helped our family, it made it possible for us to get through it. Having her become a part of our life, combined with the change in geography, was probably God's billionth time trying to show me the way before I finally got the message. But He never gave up on me. So here I am today, ready to be baptized in His name. And I am beyond grateful for this gift, and that you are all here to witness me cry, sob, and be a part of this.
Do you believe with all of your heart that Jesus Christ is your Savior and Lord? And you desire this day to follow Him as a man to be baptized? And we made it. All right, here we go. Otto. Okay, we've got Rory, her husband, here beside. He's going to assist, and then he too is going to do a blessing following the baptism. We're going to do this together. Ready? Yay! Autumn!
Thank you for allowing my wife to see you and your blessings, and also help lead myself back to you. She is truly the rock of this family, and thank you for giving her strength when she felt like she was all out. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.